How do I, 24 male, break up with my trans girlfriend, 23 female? So I 24M and my girlfriend 23MTF have been dating for 2 years and it's been amazing. She's been amazing. She is sweet and caring and the funniest person in the world, but when we started dating she was male and now she is female and I'm gay.
I originally thought I was bisexual, but it turns out I'm not, I'm gay. For context, she came out 4 months ago. I love her so much and I know she loves me so much too, but I'm not attracted to her anymore.
Don't get me wrong, she is stunning, but I'm not attracted to women. I've tried the whole, sexuality can be fluid, but mine don't flow that way.
I love her with all my heart. I want to stay friends with her after we break up. She's my best friend, but I don't want to date her anymore. I want her to be with someone who can fully love her with all their heart.
When she first came out I was super supportive and I will carry on to be, but as she started presenting more feminine, my physical attraction towards her has died. I've tried ignoring it, but it isn't there anymore. I know I'm going to hurt her and I'm terrified, but I don't know when to break up with her.
Her birthday is on the 24th and she is expecting a message from the doctor that might determine whether she has cancer or not, and we have set in stone plans for the future.
I don't think now's a good time to break things off, but I can't keep leading her on.
Please, anyone with advice, please help.
What you've said here is fine.
Just be open and honest with her.
Have a look at Elliot Page's marriage. His gay wife could not continue in a heterosexual relationship and they divorced. There is little difference here. You need a partner who is male and they can no longer be that partner. That doesn't mean that you don't love them and don't want the best for them, but the relationship no longer works for you.
Good luck, Op. True love is knowing when to let go.
This is a really tough one. You're a really nice, considerate person from what you've explained. My advice would be that, as you've already said that she is your best friend, put yourself in that mind frame and be a friend first and foremost to her.
Get through the phone call, message with Dr. I hope and pray that the call doesn't bear bad news. Once you get through that, you'll need to have an honest and open conversation with her, rip the band-aid off, type. Maybe make sure to tell her that you're really proud of her for her transformation and that you intend of being with her through that as her best friend. That way you're giving a clear message that you will support her pursuing through and not give up just to be with you. Silver lining of sorts, it might reaffirm her a bit? Like, the fact that you do see her as a woman and that you're not still attracted to her because you are straight. Not that you shouldn't, but some people be like that, unfortunately. Trans woman here.
Just be honest. Based on your description of how you feel now, these problems would likely get way worse if she goes on hormones and has a different endocrine system with a different smell. The first year or so of transition is very emotionally taxing, so for what it's worth, there's not really going to be a better time to break things off anytime soon. Wife 29F accused me 27M of horrendous crime. How do I move on?
I 27M have been married to my wife 29F for 6 years.
We have a 6-year-old son. Dating back a while, she has PTSD from childhood SA. About 2 months ago I had her involuntarily admitted into the hospital for mental evaluation because she was seeing things, hearing people, and at one point handled a weapon while in that state of mind.
She was kept for 1 week total, then came home.
During that time she accused me of doing inappropriate things to my child.
I notified LA and had them conduct an investigation and interview of my son. I was cleared of all wrongdoing GBY 2 different lay agencies, local and federal.
My wife then recused her statement and told LA she was in a mental health crisis and said she heard voices telling her to say that because of her childhood SA PTSD. My wife then was recommitted voluntary for another week, wherein she told the hospital she wants us to work it out. Since then, 1 month, she is trying to get us back together. Make it up to me. The whole time this was going on I was sleeping in my car, finding a lawyer, living off no money as she took it all.
I told her I want a divorce with 51/49 custody. But the more she tries, the more I think I should try again with us. But at the same time I feel that I can never trust or believe in her again for thinking of me in such a way. Some history. She has trouble holding jobs because of her personality. She is a great mom. Our sexual life is limited.
I want to feel loved and wanted and make love, not just have sex for until she makes me finish.
She just wants to get it done and over with. I don't want to be the guy who separates the family and impact my son more.
My 2 choices I see: 1, divorce, or 2, stay together possibly unhappy.
You should be aiming for full custody and supervised visitation for her due to her ongoing and regulated mental health issues. Stay far away from anyone who would falsely accuse you of such a horrific crime and seek full custody if you give a shit about your kid. She's not a fit mother.
Why would anyone want to stay with a person that accused them of molesting their child?
I don't know why you're considering it. You say good mom,
but accusing their dad of something she didn't do is not being a good mom.
Kids need their dad.
Unless of course you did, then she's a good mom.
Leave.
Get custody of the kids and move on with your life.
Get a divorce. This is not up for discussion. Once a woman accuses you of sexual crimes, you cannot stay. Look, to be frank, your relationship with her isn't the primary focus, your son is.
You need to do what's best for him, and having split custody like that is not what's best for him right now. She needs to stay in therapy and work on herself until she isn't a danger to anyone else before she has unsupervised time with him.
She needs to focus on herself, and you need to focus on you and your son healing.
Until she's in a better place, she can't be a good partner, and with the accusations she threw at you, it's even more critical to not put yourself in a situation that would result in your son ending up in care.
This is the part where parenting is much more important to your marriage. I'd suggest you get yourself in therapy as well before you make any kind of decisions on her. 31 male and wife 31 female need advice. Do I leave after multiple times of cheating? I am a 31 male and she is a 31 female.
Wife of 9 years has cheated multiple times. We have tried working on things, but it always seems like she is blaming me for it all.
I am a bigger guy, not very attractive, but I have a heart of gold. I try to give my everything in all I do. I have a hard time doing certain tasks, but I always give it a shot. I help as much as I can.
I am the breadwinner in the house.
She is a stay-at-home mother to my 2 babies.
E is 2 today and O is 1 as of last week. They are both mine. My mother had them both of them tested.
We have been together for 12 years and I don't want to throw it away.
At first when she started cheating, she would apologize and ask for forgiveness. Then after the second time she started hiding it.
And denying it happened.
Every time it happened she got help and it made it better for a while. Then doing some research I found out she is bipolar and apparently studies show it's more common in untreated patients to cheat.
So she got on medicine. Quit taking it and did it again. I was going to leave, but my grandma got very sick and I needed help providing end-of-life care as my family couldn't afford nursing home care. She passed in 2021.
But for almost a year she had a friend who would help take care of my grandma because she was a danger to herself and others. She had real bad dementia and multiple major strokes. I worked out of town a lot during that time and had to cover costs for medications and things we needed. Well, during that time she was cheating with this friend. I kicked him out of our lives, but she refused to accept that.
So she keeps bringing him around. The worst part of it all was we tried for so long to have kids and we finally have 2. I don't want to lose my kids, and the way she and her family is, it is very possible she will be like that. I have plenty of proof and eyewitnesses to prove the cheating, but from what I read that is not consideration when it comes to custody. And also comes the house as well. I own my house outright, I inherited it from my grandma after she passed. It's in my name only. My wife has tried working but hasn't held a job for more than 2 months in the 12 years we have been together. Her dad has a house he would let her stay at. So I couldn't prove that she has nowhere to go. I make decent money, not a lot, but if I had to pay child support would make it impossible to live off of. And when I ask what I need to do to make her happy, it's a long laundry list of impossible magnitude. I try but I can't seem to get it all done. Then she cheats again. I lost my dad at a young age and I don't want my kids to experience it. I know I will be still here, but she will poison the kids against me, I know that for sure. Right now they are little but I know it's coming. I am just lost on what to do. I have nobody else to reach out to, no friends to confide in and only 3 family members that I still talk to, but I don't want to approach them with this because I don't know what I am going to do yet. My mom knows and that's why I got the kids tested. But she told me to do what I think is best. I just need some advice on what to do. I am a 31 male and she is a 31 female. What advice do you have? Thank you. Update. I just contacted a lawyer. Leave. I didn't read the whole post, I'm honest.
But I read, do I leave after multiple times of cheating? Respect yourself.
If it's one time, yeah maybe, but multiple times? Common, there's other better people out there. I'm sorry to say this, but they're playing, it's not fair anymore. And NBSP. Edit. So more than 12 years and lying and such. You just leave. You deserve better treatment than this. You should always leave the first time.
This woman has zero respect for you. Don't worry babe, I got bipolar so I can fuck whoever I want and it's okay.
You should have left ages ago. Leave now because she will never stop cheating.
It sounds like it will only get worse. Do you want your children to grow up thinking it is okay to cheat or be cheated on? You need to show your children what is okay and what is not. You need to leave and try to get 50-50 custody, otherwise your children will think it is okay to be walked on.
Good luck. Respect yourself. You need therapy for self-esteem as soon as possible.
Get all evidence you can about the affairs, do it quietly. Because she hasn't worked in 12 years is probably that you'll have to pay alimony for the 2 kids and for her.
Divorce her. Fight tooth and nails for 50-50 custody.
Make a list for yourself, goals, aspirations in life for you and the kids. Change mindset from your wife miserable life to make yours that reflects the good and considerate person that you are.
Remember, you have 2 kids that deserve a good life with at least one of the parents. Be free.
Take that step to have a better life. You are only 31, a full life ahead of you. Remember. Respect yourself. You are way too much for that miserable woman.
I'm scared of becoming a single mom, but what else can I do? 31M and 22F.
My boyfriend, 31M, and I, 22F, have been together for just over 3 years. We have a 9-week-old baby boy. When I got pregnant, my partner was over the moon, so excited to be a dad. We'd never had many issues in our relationship, so this was an exciting step. But a few months into my pregnancy he completely switched. Became abusive, verbally, stopped helping around the house, became irritable all the time. I spoke to him about it many times and every time he reassured me that he still wants the baby, and that he's just frustrated because he's anxious about how I'll go with pregnancy and my labor. He apologized many times throughout my pregnancy but continued to verbally abuse me, calling me stupid, worthless, telling me often to shut up, F off, etc.
My labor was very traumatic. 17 hours followed by an emergency C-section.
My boyfriend was there with me through it all, rubbing my back through contractions, getting me ice, holding my hands, helping me to get up and move around, and sitting beside me in the operating room during my C-section.
Afterwards, my boyfriend was amazing. Took care of all baby's needs, except for feeding, for the first week while I was bedridden.
Was nothing short of supportive towards me, telling me I'm doing an amazing job, that I'm such a good mom already, etc., etc. After such a bad time with him during my pregnancy, I was so happy that he'd finally snapped out of it, and I felt lucky to have a man like him. Until it came back. At around 3 weeks postpartum, his irritability came back.
He started throwing things out of frustration. He started yelling at our baby and making threats.
It got so bad that I was having panic attacks every night, scared that if I left my baby alone with my partner, that he would hurt him.
I could barely sleep because of it. He would say things to our baby boy like, "If I break your neck, will you stop crying?" And, "Stop crying before I throw you against the wall."
It broke my heart.
Now at 9 weeks postpartum, I take care of most of baby's needs except for when I'm sleeping, which isn't often. My boyfriend doesn't show me any affection unless he wants something from me sexually. He's back to verbally abusing me, as well as our son.
He threatens our baby and calls him stupid, idiot, a-hole.
He barely helps with any housework, and no, he doesn't currently have a job.
He complains anytime I need to breast pump, because it means that he needs to watch over the baby for 20 minutes.
I'm so scared to become a single mother that I've tolerated his behavior up until this point. But now I feel like it's become too much, and our baby boy does not deserve this treatment. I miss my loving boyfriend from before I got pregnant. I feel horrible guilt for my baby, who has to grow up with a father like this. My boyfriend is not like this 24/7, but at least once per day he's behaving like this. I thought it was postpartum depression at first, since I know that men can get that, but I'm not so sure now. He doesn't seem depressed, just angry.
But when I ask him what he's angry about, his answer changes every time. Every time I solve one of his problems that he's angry about, he finds a new excuse to be angry.
I'm so tired and my anxiety and stress are through the roof. I know the obvious answer is, break up. But I'm scared and I'm a hormonal mess following childbirth.
I don't know what to do and I don't have a lot of support around me, or family to turn to.
I'd love for my baby to have a 2-parent household. What parent doesn't want that? But not if it's going to be like this. Any single moms on this subreddit who can provide some insight, wisdom? Posting on a throwaway as my boyfriend knows my usual account. Let's play bingo. Age gap, check. Woman got pregnant very young, check. Abuse, check. Girl. No, this is not acceptable. Abuse is not okay. You got to go, mate.
Single parenting isn't as bad as you think, and there are millions of single parents around the world and they still doing okay.
What's not okay is you staying to be abused.
Think about it this way. Do you want your child to see you sticking around in an abusive relationship, growing up thinking this is normal and hence gets into abusive relationships that will destroy their lives? This is going to sound harsh, but you are endangering your baby by staying with this man. A loving father does not threaten murder a child. Your husband is a true crime story waiting to happen. Take your baby and leave.
Like, yesterday.
Your options are to become a single mom, or to be a grieving mom after your partner kills your child.
He is threatening to murder your newborn.
Get out of there now. It's better to leave sooner rather than later. Once you're away from that negative energy, you'll have more clarity of mind to make the proper decisions.
This is not acceptable. Also, being a single mom is hard. I am one. But it's a million times better than walking on eggshells in your own home.
And exposing your kids to that. The only regret I have is that I wish I would have left my husband sooner.